Sergeant Shelton Anderson of the U.S. Marine. Sergeant Anderson, tell us about your background.
Basically, thank you again. I'm Sergeant Anderson, former United States Marine. We like to say former, but never former. Once a Marine, always a Marine. So I've spent time in the Marine Corps, of course, working with other Marines and training and getting them ready for deployment. Throughout that course, we focus on the fundamentals, and what I do is I develop a boot camp as well as personal training systems that we use to incorporate lifestyle changes.
Oh, wow.
And when we say lifestyle changes, what we mean is not just from a physical standpoint, but also from a mental standpoint. So we like to take the fundamentals from the United States Marine Corps and, of course, other military concepts and put that into our training. Altogether, I've spent 10 years in personal training and developing programs and systems for my clients, as well as being a former fitness director of LA Fitness, Bally's, and a few others. So definitely, this is what I do. I'm excited about it.
You definitely know the importance. I'm glad you said a lifestyle change, because a lot of people that want to get into shape, they think that maybe perhaps a fad diet or something is going to work, but it's a whole lifestyle. I'm always telling people, get your mind right, get the proper sleep, get the proper nutrition for your body. So what is your take on that? Can you co-sign that for me?
I can definitely co-sign that, and I can tell you we have three fundamental things. All right, the first thing, of course, when people think about fitness, they think about, oh, I've got a goal, and our goal a lot of times is a short-term goal. Think of fitness as a lifetime goal, because what do you have other than your body and your health and strength? You can't have anything else without that. So when we develop our goals in terms of a lifetime instead of just a short term, what we're going to do is we're going to lay the building foundation, and we're going to stick to it, and our goal is going to be forever. So first thing we start off, we've got a cardio fundamental that we like to follow, a strength training fundamental that we follow, as well as a nutrition. And those things are like love and marriage. If we have one component, we're not going to be successful. We have to have the other to be successful. And I tell people that all the time. And what you'll see typically in the gym environment is you'll see one or the other. Especially for, and this isn't pointing fingers, but man, I'll take accountability for this. We're big on the strength training model. So that's the weightlifting. And, I can lift 250 pounds, but then I also have men that aren't focusing on their core, their abs, and other cardio. So again, we put all those platforms together, and then we're going to develop success. Now, nutrition is the big point. We can do whatever we want to in the gym. We can work 10 days a week when there's only 7. Right? But without the nutrition piece, we will not be able to recover properly. Our sleeping patterns is going to be off.
Thank you, because I'm big on that. How do you feel about people? They want to come work out, but then on their time away from the gym, they're eating junk food. Because I tell people, get rid of the junk food, eat whole foods, get something that's going to help your body to perform at optimum levels.
Absolutely.
I say that, even in the DVD, I said that I've seen some people take better care of their cars than their bodies.
Their own bodies. When you think about it, think about where we started from. Cavemen did not have junk. They did not have processed foods. They did not have 5-minute foods. So when you think about what we should put in our bodies and what our bodies are made to consume, they are the natural whole things and natural whole foods. Now, with that being said, we can get creative. We've got tons of things that we can add in terms of nutrition, but we want to focus on, again, a high protein, low carbohydrate. Of course, we do need some carbohydrates, but we want to stick to the clean carbohydrates. So those are things like your fruits and your vegetables and your whole grain, pastas, and of course your brown rice and those things. So when we put those together, we're going to get the proper nutrition again. We're going to get the right amount of clean calories. We're going to get the right amount of sleep. If we get the right amount of fitness and at an intense level, again, that doesn't mean that we're lackadaisical and we're doing 15 minutes a day. In terms of cardio alone for any adult, we should be getting at least 2 to 3 days of 30 to 45 minutes of intense cardio. Intense cardio, which we're going to demonstrate what that means in a bit. Also strength training. when we think about the gym, again, we've got a lot of people on the treadmill and the elliptical and Zumba classes, and all those things are great.
Right.
But we also need to develop lean muscle, because that's the other component to it. Muscle is what allows you to burn fat in your sleep. And it also is going to keep you healthier. It's going to support your bones and joints.
Right.
It's going to help us fight things like osteoporosis,
as people get
cancer,
older.
as we get older, of
right.
course. And we want to start those things when we're younger, when we can do them, so we build a good foundation, and then we can just expound from there, and it's going to be easier.
All right. Let me ask you something, Sergeant Anderson. When it comes to a client that says, I can't, I always say, replace those words with the words, I will. What do you have to say to people who have never worked out before or feel that it might be too much for them, and as far as setting small goals? Sure,
absolutely. Well, if you look at, and you know, especially in our country, in the United States, we are the most headstrong leaders in this country, and there's a lot of things that, you know, people have came from the grassroots and came from the bottom and all the way to the top. You're looking at someone that was not in perfect fitness condition.
Oh, wow.
And of course, at 16, I was actually obese.
No way.
I was.
Okay.
About 45 pounds overweight when I was 16. And at that point, I decided if I wanted to do anything and I wanted to go further in life, that I would have to tackle the most important part, which is, of course, my fitness.
Exactly.
So I joined the United States Marine Corps, which again is one of the hardest, most difficult things that anyone can do. And if I can get through that, and that's just, of course, the hardest thing, we can set a goal and we can start small and do things which we're going to illustrate today.
Okay.
A little bit at a time, that's going to help us, and we're going to build our strength, we're going to build our endurance. So I can't definitely does not exist in our training class.
So in other words, you said it. You have to set those smaller goals and work towards the larger goals.
Exactly. You got 10 seconds. Get it, deep breath. That's it. That's it. Time. Awesome.